The base model Bronco two-door is cheaper than dirt cheap. I'll include a link to the Ford and Provost website in the description down below. They're providing us with this Bronco. If you have any questions, need any help, just ask for John Jenks. Let's get right into it. This turbo 2.3 liter 4-cylinder goes through a 10-speed automatic. It puts out about 300 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 22 on the highway. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Just like other Broncos, the mirrors are attached to the body, meaning that you can have the doors off and still have mirrors. Gotta love the little attachment points. They do have a max load of 150 pounds. You of course have the circular Bronco headlights and then the Bronco logo there on the center in white. Recovery points there at the bottom, and I think that's plastic, but we'll double check. Definitely is. But yeah, that'll cap things off for the front end. Tire wheel setup is 255 by 70 by 16 and a little bit more basic with the wheels, but that's kind of cool, right? Paint these black and add some all-terrain tires and you got a good looking off-roader. Still got big fender flares though, that's for sure. They want you to put bigger tires. Anyways, another look at the mirrors. You also have the dorky antenna. And yeah, it's a two-door, so just one door on the side. Now the baby Bronco here has independent front suspension, solid rear axle, and its body on frame. Not a lot when it comes to key fob features. You basically have lock and unlock and then the Ford logo, or sorry, Bronco logo on the back. With the rear gates, it still has the hydraulic assist, which is crazy overpowered because it has a tiny tire on the back, so you feel like you're Hulk. Now you still get the painted cage with the two-door, which is really cool. But yeah, the back cargo area is not super spacious, but it's better than a two-door Wrangler, I would say. And that's one of the nice things about the Broncos. It's a bit bigger than the Wrangler. There is also a 12 volt in the back. Baseline taillights, and you got a recovery point there in the back, and then full-size spare. Also, I forgot to mention hardtop, but that'll cap off the exterior. Let's now pop up front. Got a little convex mirror, which is kind of nice on either side to help out with the blind spot. A little bit of white there inside, and then actually soft touch where you rest your arm. Payload is 1,126 pounds. Now getting to the back, like most two-door cars, you have that little latch that you pull, and then you actually have to pull the seat forward on the bottom. Just kidding, I lied. You just pull the latch harder and then you can actually pull the whole thing forward. Now the back seats do have the cloth trim that you have on the front, and they have some legroom, but it's better for children and small people rather than adults. But yeah, you can still fit adults back there technically. The steering wheel actually has quite a bit of equipment. You've got controls there for the center on the right side. On the left side, you've got your cruise control, volume controls as well. Full digital gauge cluster even in the base model Bronco, the base model two-door. So that means there's lots of customization. You can change how the screen looks. And then this actually does have some GOAT modes. It has a sport mode. Wow. They expect you to actually have some fun with this thing. Trail turn assist, you got your stability control, hazard lights, and again, of course, basic trim on the dash. Big old backup camera, just a backup camera, but they do have a little zoom in function there. And then as for the rest of the screen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it is quick to respond, so that's nice. Shortcut bar there at the bottom as well, so good system. We've got our analog controls for the radio, single zone climate with this, and the little kind of charge port area right there. Like this, looks like the front end of the Bronco. That's kind of fun. Shifter for the 10-speed automatic. It does have plus and minus to shift the gears manually. Cup holders. We got our drive line, part-time four-wheel drive system. You twist for the drive mode, and then you got your off-road cruise control. That's to adjust the mirrors. Your window controls are both automatic. Big old center console with a 12 volt. Nice trim on the top there. And then just a regular rear view mirror with a manual mirror dimmer. And then you do have the latches to take off the front part of the top here. It is insulated a bit, so that helps out. 41,945. Let's see how the base model Bronco performs. Base model Bronco two-door. It would be better if it had a manual, you know? It would be better if it had a manual, but take what you can get, right? Take what you can get. So, I will say right off the bat, the seats are pretty comfortable. Not too bad with the suspension. Great torque. Already, you know, this doesn't have super big tires, but you actually do get some tire noise, funny enough. That is the one thing about these convertible SUVs. Tire noise is unavoidable. Power! Man, this 4-cylinder, not bad at all. It's got some torque. Now, obviously, this doesn't have the super low gearing of, say, a Badlands or a Sasquatch. But again, this doesn't have crazy big tires, so it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I like the steering quite a bit. I think they've done a good job with that. It seems like it's pretty tight with the turn-in. Let's see here. Hey, like, look at this turning radius. Try doing this in a Wrangler. And the two-door helps out with the short wheelbase too. Definitely helps out. This is a fun little rig. Feels rugged. Feels rugged. I like it. I like the Broncos a lot, actually. I think the independent front suspension helps out with the mall crawling crew. And, you know, even for those that actually do take the Broncos off-road, it is something to deal with. But, you know, a lot of modern off-roaders have independent front suspension. A lot of them even have independent rear suspension now. That's starting to become pretty popular in the off-roading segment. It's definitely a different style of off-roading. It's definitely a different level of difficulty. But that's the base model. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a really cool packaging. Again, you can do a lot to this to make it super good looking. And I think this is the great like base for someone that's not really going to be I mean, you can take this off-road, but for someone who's not going to be doing crazy off-roading, I'm trying to remember how this was parked. I got no clue. We'll just do this. Anyways, I think this is a great like starting setup, because you just, like I said, just powder coat the wheels black. I think that would look really good. Powder coat the wheels black. Don't even lift it. Just wheels black, all-terrain tires that are like a bit wider, a bit chunkier, biggest tire you can fit, right? And it would make it more capable off-road and make it look really beefy. And you wouldn't concede fuel. You're going to lose some fuel economy, but you're not going to lose a crazy amount of fuel economy. And it's also, that's super affordable, because you're taking the base price of this plus tires plus powder coating wheels. That's not a lot of money. I mean, I shouldn't say it's not a lot of money. You're still probably gonna be like, what, maybe 500 bucks, 400, 500 bucks a powder coat, and then tires. I mean, it depends on how big they are, but you're probably like, what, 1,500 bucks in tires. So maybe, let's just say $2,000 total, roughly, to get a really good looking Bronco. That's a good deal.